Today we're drinking some beers. So Pabst Blue Ribbon is a proud American brand, but we actually have Pabst Blue Ribbon here in Canada, but there are some differences from the Pabst Blue Ribbon that you get in the United States and the Pabst Blue Ribbon that you get here in Canada. Actually, Pabst Blue Ribbon's made here as well. I just did a recent trip to Washington State and picked up some Pabst Blue Ribbon so that I can compare it to the Pabst Blue Ribbon that we get here in Canada. So today, to help me with that, I brought along my buddy Brad. Brad, say hello.
How's it going?
And he's gonna help me taste test this. But first, let's have a look at the initial quality check here. Looking at the cans, they are slightly different. We are looking at not much of a difference, except, well, we have a little bit of a taller label on the American one, and we have a little bit of French going on here. See, in Canada we have French and English laws, so we have to have a French side and an English side, or mixed. So it says beer and bière. I think that's French for beer.
Something like that, yeah. And a little different border down there.
Oh yeah. There's the crest at the bottom with the hops and barley.
And I noticed the American labels, we said taller already, but it's skinnier. Canadian one is wider. Just by the gap I'm looking at the sides here. So.
Oh, right. Yeah, there we go. And then what do we have for information on the side? So it says on the Canadian one, oh, what is that? Brewed by Stroh Canada in Guelph, Ontario, as opposed to the American. This is brewed at the Pabst Brewing Company in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So yes, this is not in fact the same beer. These are in fact two different beers from two different breweries, both holding the same name. Other differences may include the government warning on the American can. The government warning says, according to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy because of the risk of birth defects. 2, consumption of alcoholic beverages impairs your ability to drive a car or operate machinery and may cause health problems. So beware of those health problems. But today we are focusing on taste. So, Brad, shall we?
We shall.
Let's shall. First, we're going to start off with the American one. And we are going to pour it into our Pabst Blue Ribbon mason jar mugs. And of course, at this time, you'd have beer review guys saying a lot about the head and the color and the smell. I don't know. I think Brad's got a better pour than me. So that is the American Pabst Blue Ribbon. And now for the Canadian Pabst Blue Ribbon. Of course, it's going into a different kind of cup, so it's kind of hard to judge on the pour. Looks like Brad has better pouring techniques once again.
Yeah, a lot more head than that.
Okay, so looking at the color, I'm not seeing a whole lot of difference.
No, not much difference though.
This one does look a bit yellowier, but that
might be the glass.
I'm thinking about it being about the glass. Yeah.
This one's got the.
This is a thicker glass, so it's not sitting as high in the glass. And it's thicker as well. Yeah, like you said just now. The depressions.
Just make the light go differently in it.
This is. They put the depressions because once you drink this, the depressions go away. So, What shall we do first, Brad? We're used to the Canadian flavor of Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yeah, so...
Let's take a little taste test of the Canadian just to familiarize ourselves with the norm.
Sure.
Cheers, buddy. That's a PBR.
That is a PBR.
It's a good beer. It's a regular beer. Brad is a bit of a beer connoisseur. He brews his own at home and has all kinds of flavorful, good stuff that he makes. PBR is a lager.
Yes, it is.
The reason I like it is because it's consistent.
Yeah.
It's consistently average, which is good. So, moving on. Cleanse the palate. Have a taste of the good old American Pabst Blue Ribbon from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Cheers, buddy.
Hello, Wisconsin.
Now that's a little different.
It does have a little different.
What's different about it? It's got a different aftertaste to it.
Yes. They're so close, but there is a little hint.
There is a hint of difference. Now, you know more about flavors than I do. How would you?
I don't know how to describe the flavor on this. It's just your standard domestic beer flavor.
So, yes, very... just a slight difference. There's actually not much of a difference in the flavor here.
No, it's a little bit different on the aftertaste.
Yeah, you know what I'm tasting? I'm tasting like a crisp, it's over. I just took a sip, and it's over with the Canadian one.
Yeah, almost like it's a little more watery, but...
Yeah, like it's there's nothing really to it at the end.
Yeah. Definitely.
And then the American one. It's like I just had a sip of beer.
Yeah, there's just something on the end of it.
But it's not bad.
Nope.
It's doable. It's good. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, there is a difference between Canadian Pabst Blue Ribbon and American Pabst Blue Ribbon. Now, one thing I was curious about, because often people will say that American beer is weaker than Canadian beer, and I wanted to find this out by actually reading the label. Because in Canada, we actually show the alcohol percentage per volume, or the alcohol percentage by volume, per volume.
In the can?
It's written on every can of any alcoholic consumable in Canada. And this is how college students know that they're buying the right stuff and not spending a lot of money. With the American one, in place of the alcohol per volume, we have the fluid ounces. On the other side, it's the metric measurement of what this can contains. I'm trying to look for any other differences. The mantra is, again, the same. The Pabst Blue Ribbon statement of authenticity. Yes, again, we do have French. On one side it says established in Milwaukee, and on the other side it says I don't know how to read it. I think there's Milwaukee in there.
It says established in Milwaukee.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
His wife's French. Should have brought her along.
Yeah. I don't know much French.
And on the Canadian one, we do not have any warnings. We don't have a Surgeon General. No warnings. That's funny because cigarette packs have like crazy warnings on
They
them.
do. Little pictures.
And American cigarette packs don't.
Yeah, it's crazy. Our pack.
Oh, but the American packs have the Surgeon General's
General.
warning. Yes, just like... See, the United States is not discriminatory on products that may harm you. Especially in the state of California. So, yes, definitely a good beer on both sides of the border. So, cheers, Brad. We're going to enjoy the rest of these, and you guys go get yourself some of these and enjoy yourself. Cheers.
Have a good one.